I'm Katrina, this is Tare, and welcome to a summer garden tour. So this is a garden tour that will show you exactly what you can do on 7,000 square feet of urban land. So this is a small urban lot and you can grow tons and tons of food. Let me take you in here for a tour. Starting out here on the street, this is a pineapple guava, also called fohoya. I have videos on this. I have videos on most of these plants, guys, so check out the channel, especially if you're interested in garden. I do have a whole gardens playlist. In fact, I'll put the playlist up here. How about that? And fohoyas are awesome, awesome fruits. They are evergreen and they're awesome. And the petals of the flowers you can eat, and it tastes exactly like the fruit. And the fruit tastes like pretty much nothing that you've ever had before. So it's really awesome. Let me show you what the flowers look like. This is on the tail end of flowering, but that is what the flowers look like. The little petals are edible. And then here's some that have finished flowering, and that's gonna become a fruit right there. This is a winter fruit for me here in zone 9B in Gilroy, California. And I have two trees, one here, one over here, as my street trees. They're really good for street trees because they don't bump up the sidewalks like a lot of other street trees do. And they also are really, really drought tolerant. For years, I didn't even water these, but the fruit's better if you do. So water them. Down below these guys, right here I have bearded irises, and of course they are done flowering for the year. They flower pretty much in May, and they are super, super beautiful. They are my favorite flower. And these ones are actually really, really deep purple, and I really like them. I got them for free off a job site. I came back after work and dug irises. They came from four parent plants, and I had these irises, guys, before I had this property. They lived in vermiculite in a paper bag, well, 4 paper bags, in my bedroom when I was still living with my grandma for a year. And then when I came here, I planted them here, and they have just absolutely loved it. I had no idea what colors they were, so I was trying to mix the colors from the different bags, keeping it apart very specifically. They're all the same color. I thought it was pretty funny. And it's purple, which is a really good color. So these are not edible. Most of the things in the yard are edible. These are not. These are just pretty, and they smell good, and it's awesome. But they also act as a mulch for the fohoyas, the pineapple guavas. When they ripen, they're not ripe if they're on the tree. They're ripe when they fall, and they're green when they fall, which is awesome because people don't know you can eat them. Street tree that people don't steal your fruit from, which is awesome. When they fall, these irises make it a soft landing for them. So you do have to kind of search through them, but it means less fruit waste. There you go. All right, so there's my 2 fohoya trees. Let's take you into the garden. So I did this lovely little archway, and right now I have nasturtiums growing on it, and I have my tree collard is growing on it, and we have chayote squash. So that's what this is. That's a chayote squash, and I started from a fruit. It's all the way up into the tree collard now, and doing really, really great. I have the same thing happening on this side, but I have not installed water, so I do need to do that. The nasturtiums are making seeds, which is good because they'll come up next year, and I do need to water it. So I'll be watering this evening. I tend not to water plants in the middle of the day like it is right now because it is not that great for them. It's better to water in the morning and in the evening. I have automatic water set up for everything except for this bed, so I need to get that going. That'll be a video at some point. So I envision this whole archway being covered in chayote and nasturtium and flowers. It's awesome. These beds also have some other things in them. So this is the nasturtium I'm talking about. It's edible, it's super yummy, super spicy. I always blow in it in case there's bugs, and then eat it. And they're so good. They're so good, guys. I've dehydrated these, and I haven't freeze-dried them yet, but I'm going to use as a seasoning. It's really good. So we have right here, and actually over there in the yard, is we have the narrow-leaf milkweed, which is a native milkweed here. And I actually saw a monarch butterfly. That's the host plant for monarch butterflies. I saw a monarch butterfly on one of these the other day, which is awesome. Yay for butterfly habitat. There's other things in here. This is more tree collared. The tree collared self-seeds in the yard. There's more down here. That's what this is up here. So right here, this guy, this one right here, was a pit that I spit out. This is an apricot. There were 5, I know about 3 now that are still alive that started, and this is now several years old. I'm just gonna let it grow. Whatever it becomes, it becomes. If you wanted to graft a known variety onto it, you could. You can graft many of them if you wanted. So a couple of apricots in the front yard just from spitting out seeds. And yeah, not every spit seed grew, so mind you that. And then next to this here, we have some borage on its way out and some yarrow. I'll bring you guys in close. Underneath the apricot is this wonderful, wonderful milkweed. And there's even some borage coming up with some tree collards. These are all little baby tree collards over here too. Awesome, awesome. Here is this wonderful, wonderful yarrow. I have videos on all these things, guys. And this yarrow is medicinal. It's also pretty, smells good, and helps compost. And we have very few flowers left on this. But this is borage, and that's edible too. So behind me here, I have cherry trees. So in the front here is Rainier. Behind that is a multi-grafted one. And then over here is Bing, and then the far one over here is Stella. And they are really wonderful. Cherry season just ended, so I can't show you the cherries, but I have videos on that, guys. And Rainier actually did the most fruit this year, so pretty good.
Well, guys, apparently I was zoomed in and I didn't figure it out for a little bit. I did figure it out. It does get better, so mind the shaking for a little bit more, please. Sorry.
I did not net them this year, but that's what those poles are about, is I do net them from the birds. And super duper healthy, super duper yummy, awesome. Over here on the side, we have some roses coming over from the neighbor. This right here is hot and spicy oregano. If you have not had hot and spicy oregano, guys, this is the one to get. Do you like spicy? Do you like oregano? Get hot and spicy oregano. It's the only oregano I grow because for me, there's no reason to grow anything else. It's so awesome. All right, so we have oregano. I did harvest some of that. Probably could harvest it again. Random oak tree, that can be taken out. African daisy, that has no value to me, as far as I know. It just was here with the house. And this is lemon balm. I don't water this, so it gets nice full flavored when you don't water it. Apparently I was zoomed in, sorry guys. Over here we have Russian sage. Look at that, the bees love Russian sage. And the hummingbirds, hi hummingbird. Love this hot lip sage. I don't know if you can see, it's on the other side of the bush. These actually turn color. They start out red and then they turn into with just little red lips, and the rest of it's white. Here is the back side of that lovely, lovely trellis. So awesome. And over on the other side of the pathway, we have amazing things happening. All right, so over here are a bunch of other trees. More and more, I don't know what we're up to. I always say there's more than 40 fruit trees here. If you guys want to keep track, count. So this right here, oh, ladybug, hi ladybug, bye ladybug. This right here is one that I grafted, and it is a baby Crawford peach. It's pretty young. It's probably 5 years grafted, and it's fruited every year except for the first year and this year for some reason. I'm not sure what happened to it this year, but it's good. It looks like we have a walnut volunteer in here. I had a few walnut volunteers, I think from the wood chips that I did. And then this tree right here, so this one right here, it's almost ripe, guys, almost. That is an apricot. I don't remember if it's Blenheim or Moorpark, but there's a Blenheim or a Moorpark up here, and both of those are back there in the back. And then this other branch that's on it, see if you guys can see some little fruits there. That is a Santa Rosa plum, and it used to have this tree used to have 5 grafts on it, and now it only has 2. And so my warning to people is if you get a multi-grafted tree, or if you make a multi-grafted tree, do not graft apricot onto other stone fruits. Apricot to apricot's probably fine, but apricot just is so vigorous that it outcompetes the other ones on the fruit salad tree. That's what it was when I got it. This right here, oh my gosh. So this right here, I don't want to pick it early. Okay, look guys, look. For those of you that have seen my other videos, this is the one I cut all the way down almost. This is the one that was gonna get axed. This is the one that I was going to overgraft and didn't have time to do. And I'm gonna get fruit this year, guys. That's so amazing. It's turning color already. Hoping the birds are not going to be excited about it. And this is, I think it's Flavor King. One of these is Flavor King and Flavor Supreme, and I don't remember which one. They're pluots, but they both have fruit. This one has smaller fruits right now, but this one's already ready to go. And then I have Elephant Heart in the back. Let me show you these fruits because they are looking amazing. I'm so excited that I get to have them after not having them for so many years. Last year, this tree had 2 fruits. And before that, I think it didn't fruit for 3 years. So keep cutting. It's such a vigorous grower too. Like it puts all its energy into the growth. It's very interesting. So I'll show you. So this tree has just so many fruits, especially since this is all last year's growth. I did cut it back almost all the way a few times, but look at this, guys. Look at that. See if we can get it in the sunlight. I don't know if I can twist this branch. Not really. Anyway, there you go. There's more fruit over here. Look at that. So awesome. There's so many, guys. Look at that. So then this is the other one, whichever other one it is. And over here is Elephant Heart. Elephant Heart is right here. And I don't know that I see any fruit this year. We did have a windstorm. Oh, there's a few. They're small right now. All these big fruit go to the other one. All right, we're back in the front. This carpenter bee, guys, look at him. Her, look at her. They love them, and the skippers actually love them too. Hi, big lady. They're so big. The males are slightly smaller, but look at her. She is just enjoying life. Look at you. Look at you. This is that lovely, lovely sage that the bees love so much. Little Miss Carpenter bee's over there. Look at her, she's so big. She's actually a little one. She's loving it, aren't you? The skippers also love this one. Hi, big lady. Hi. And again, one of the bees' favorite, besides the borage, is this Russian sage. It's actually another sage, but this is the Russian sage. It is awesome. And, oh, look at her. Look at her. I hope this is focusing right. Hi, lady. You're so pretty. Yeah, you're so pretty. Thank you for pollinating everything. We want to keep our bees happy. We want to keep them around so they can pollinate things that we want to eat. Now, these are literally just for color. These sages for color and for bees. And I love this. Watch her. She's going to slit the flower at the top and steal the nectar because she doesn't fit inside. Isn't that hilarious? Hilarious little girl. So the camera overheated, so we are in shade in the front. That's okay. We'll get through. This right here is the Anna apple tree. And Anna apple was $15.88 on the Ugly Plant sale. For those of you who don't know, a lot of nurseries put their plants on sale just before they get in new bare roots. Bare root trees are basically all of your fruit trees that lose their leaves. And before they get those in, they have to make room for them by getting rid of the older ones. So a lot of nurseries put them on sale. So an older tree for less money? Yes, please. Shop those sales. If it's getting close to October in there, ask your local nursery if they're going to do a plant sale. Also, people do ugly plant sales, which means like this one was kind of sheared off one side. Well, guess what? I was going to exfoliate it, and I was like, oh, maybe I'm going to put it over the trellis here. It's flat on that side. It goes out this way. It's just how it works, guys. I let trees grow how they want to a lot of the time. I trim them back sometimes, and then they keep on growing. But this is a wonderful apple. It has lots of spider webs this year, but lots of clusters. I have never thinned this apple, and it's never been an issue. So I know a lot of times people thin apples, and that's usually what you do. And I just realized that I don't think I've ever thinned this apple, and it's always given pretty good size apples that taste really good. So I'll show you guys from the street side what that looks like, but I want to show you the bed underneath. This bed underneath the Anna apple tree has a lot of things going on and a lot of things that I'm not sure if they're coming back. So this is the place where I had one of the Japanese style, the skinny and long eggplants I planted here, and that lasted for 3 years, which is amazing because here it gets a little too cold for eggplants in the winter, but it had enough protection with this tree, even though it has leaves, that it just didn't die back for 3 years, and then it finally died. So I got fruit off of it for 3 years. So back in here is, underneath is sweet potato. Now I'm not sure if that's coming up this year because it hasn't come up yet. Might not. I don't actually dig the sweet potato. I eat the leaves because when I planted it, I was like, oh yeah, I could dig this up. Well, I didn't think I planted it underneath the tree. Guys, don't plant your sweet potatoes underneath the tree if you plan to dig them up. It's not smart. Now right here we have rue. That's a medicinal. And there's some borage in here as well. There's also taro root, which I'm actually not sure if that's somehow not coming back because I don't remember seeing it last year. I just realized that. But taro root at least used to grow here, and lovage as well. There was a lovage over here, and I think that one is not coming back as well. But those are two wonderful plants to grow in your garden. Let's go see what's on the driveway. Okay, just to familiarize yourself where this is the front gate and our sages, and then the apple tree is right there. We're gonna go over to where the driveway is. All right, here is another archway, and I'm sorry, my garbage can's right there. Too bad. This is another archway. I made this for the Anna apple. I was going to make it go that way, but once it gets to the top, I just let it grow up. You can bend it over and maintain it. Honestly, for me, the least maintenance, the better. Busy person here. And so the apple is going this way, and then the passion fruit is coming this way. Passion fruit's about to bloom, probably in a week or two. And then the morning glory has come over and is what's currently on it. There's a green heron flying over. That's unusual. Anyway, so that's what it was built for. The passion fruit is a Frederick's passion fruit, and it is a really awesome passion fruit. It's purple, it's like that big. And so I'm gonna show you, Hopefully the neighbor's okay with me standing in their driveway. I'm not gonna show you their stuff, I'll show you my stuff. All right, so this is a mess here, and I know it's a mess, and I haven't really done much in here for a couple of years. The morning glory's taken over, that needs to be cut out, but we do have this lavender, and that has spread along the fence line, and it's a really fragrant plant that the bees absolutely love. In here somewhere, and I did confirm recently that they're still alive, are 3 pawpaw trees. Now these are trees from seedling, and they are still there, and they are probably ready to be grafted here next year to a variety that we know. And so that is what's going on there. There is a trellis in there that was for tomatoes, but there's no tomatoes in there this year. All right, right there, oops, right there is a pawpaw, and then in the foreground that is longevity spinach. So I just want to show you the pawpaw, and there's 3 of them in there. All right, so we're underneath the archway right now, and I wanted to show you these. So this is the flower buds of the Frederick's passion fruit. So there's gonna be some flowers soon, and then we'll have fruit later on. And, oh, actually, this one looks like it already flowered. I missed it. All right, any more? Nope. And then you can see what the inside of this trellis area looks like for the apple. And that's what this is. It's kind of a weird oblong rectangular shape almost. It's not necessarily a round apple. And this Anna apple is an apple that will give you fruit in the, well, it's early apple, and it'll give fruit. There's some that might be ripe a couple weeks to a month, and then it does often give a second fruiting, a second batch, when all the rest of the apples are ready in the fall. So like usually it's like 10 or 15, and she just gets a little confused with our weather and gives more. I'm okay with that. Okay, so now I'm underneath the archway. Apples are going over there. The passion fruit's over here, and then the morning glory is also over here. This is morning glory. We don't need that. This is the passion fruit, and that is what we want to encourage to grow. Now, there's also something else in here. And that is the ground cherry. You may also hear it as goldenberry. It's usually like the little raisin that people buy in like health food stores and stuff, but it's called goldenberry or Cape gooseberry. There's lots of different names it has. And it has these little lanterns. Let's see. So it has these little lanterns that are very fairy-like and all of that. And what you do, they have to be dry, and it's best if they fall off the plant actually. But you open it up and look at that. I'm gonna bring you guys into the sun just a little. Look at that. So these are wonderful, wonderful fruits. This one's moldy, so I'm not gonna eat this one. I'm gonna plant it by throwing it. Why are you moldy? Here's a smaller one, let's see. That's a tiny one. Look at that. Good though, so good. It's like tart and sweet at the same time. Very unique flavor. So again, they have these little lanterns. The whole lantern will fall down on the ground. Those are when it's best. I'm just not wanting to reach down through things right now. And again, that one's not very bright. We'll see. Yeah, the ones that are bright orange are the best. All right, here's one off the ground. There we go. They're so good. Very unique. Now that one I got at Safeway. A little package of them, all nice and peeled and all that. And it was terrible. I threw them, I didn't like them. I let my worms eat them. And then these came up in the yard. Well, how'd that work? Well, the worms generally don't eat seeds, and so when you put the worm compost in your yard, then those seeds come up. So that would be a warning for anybody, especially with tomatoes. If you're planting a bed specifically with specific varieties in them, then you are going to probably want to not use worm compost from your, from your own stuff if you've fed those any part of the tomato, because seeds could be in there. So that's just a warning. So yeah, that is right here. As we get closer to the house, we have more things going on. They're very hidden though because of the morning glory. This is more of see the little lanterns? This is more of that Cape gooseberry. It has very soft leaves, and it's right next to wolfberry, which is a relative of the goji berry, and this is native to Baja California. So this was a special plant that I picked up, and has its flowering right now. I'll show you that. And right here, I'll zoom in for this one too, is bullion bush, and it is finally getting big. Oh, it's so big. It's over there too. Awesome. That is so awesome. I got it as a little tiny plant, and it's right there. So, yeah, I'll zoom in here and I'll show you guys. All right, so here is the, here's the leaf of the ground cherry. There's some lanterns. There's some riper ones back there. This right here, not the big one, the little one, not that big flower, but that little flower, that little purpley flower, that is the wolfberry. They do have thorns, so be aware of that, but that is all over. Look at this. It was such a tiny plant too. It's all over there. It's all over there. It's all over here. Awesome. And then this, guys, look. Oh, hi, spider. I don't know if we can focus on that unless I put my hand behind it. You guys see that? Hopefully you can see it. I can't look at both at the same time. But this right here is called bullion bush. It's right here, and look, it's over there too. That is at my nose level high. And these leaves are used. These leaves, if you rub them and smell them, it smells exactly like chicken bouillon, like the soup stuff. It's amazing, and you use it in soups, and it is awesome. I mean, it's so ridiculous that it can smell this way and taste. It's amazing. All right, other things that are in there, so this is the other side of that pawpaw bed. Well, there's 3 pawpaws. And then there's longevity spinach all along the bottom, and things are popping through, which is amazing. It is so amazing. The pawpaws actually, I need to go in the shade. All right, so pawpaws actually had, I put the seeds in, and they took a long time to germinate. And that was the year that I planted tomatoes in there. And no, I didn't plant tomatoes. That was the year tomatoes showed up. I had tomatoes show up too, the same year. So this is the year that the tomatoes showed up, and the these guys, the Cape gooseberry showed up. And when they showed up, they completely overtook the whole bed. And I was really concerned. I'm like, oh great, these little seedlings, they're not even gonna reach the light. They're not gonna get anything, and they're gonna just not work. And I was so wrong. So the seedlings actually grew just fine. And when you think of pawpaw, they are native to North America, not in the West, but in the East. And they are our fruit that tastes similar to a banana, which is awesome. And they are just so funny because they're understory. So of course, a little bit of shade isn't gonna hurt them. A lot of bit of shade isn't gonna hurt them. And they did perfectly well with that shade. So that was an interesting thing to find out. And yeah, so that was my story. Oh, I see a Cape gooseberry, ground cherry, whatever. I call them ground cherries usually. I see a ground cherry flower. Let me show you that because they're pretty cool. Here's one of the flowers, and they're always upside down, like a little bell. And the little yellow ones, they look very similar to tomatillo flowers. And someone who knows tomatillos are going to recognize this as a tomatillo, but it's not. And the leaves are fuzzy though. They're different. All right, let's go see what's in the backyard. So for those counting, I believe I counted 19 trees. Now there are shrubs and bushes and the passion fruit that are not trees, so you can count them how you will. I believe I counted 19 trees in the front yard. So if you're wondering how the heck does she do that many trees, you just saw it. So you can do it too. Keep things smaller, keep things on the boundaries of things, or manage them as a unit. And you will have, so like the cherries I manage as a unit. The plums I try, but that one is just ridiculously vigorous. And so, yeah, let's go to the back. All right, so here's our cherry trees from the back side. They are awesome. So right here on the fence line, this apricot tree here, which is taller than me, is also a pit I spit out. All right, let's turn around and go to the backyard. Okay, all of these flowers here are carrots. These are volunteer carrots. They volunteer in the yard, guys. Flowers of carrots. They're so light and like, it smells so good. It smells so good. So all of these are carrot seeds, or going to be seeds, and I'll give you guys a close-up of that. And these guys grew in the crack of the sidewalk next to my house. I'll show you that here. Here's the flowers. And then this is almost the seeds. They're almost there. But look at this. Look at that. There's a carrot. There's the carrot. It's in the crack. Isn't that so funny? As we walk along here, we have some sunchokes. And I don't even know how this fruitless pomegranate is coming back up. I've cut it down, dug out this entire thing, and somehow it's still surviving. But this here, man, it's bent over quite a bit. This here is pigeon pea, and these beans are edible, the seeds inside. And then you can also plant them. It's a chop and drop. It's really good. It's a nitrogen fixture, chop and drop. So there you go. Okay, let's enter the garden. All right, guys, this video got long, so this is the first half. I'm doing part 1 of part 2, and part 2 is going to be the backyard. So thank you for joining me for the front yard tour, and share this with people. Enjoy your day. Hit the like if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Stay tuned for part 2. It's coming out on Thursday. Have a wonderful day.